everyone. This is Zelda Sage of Fire. This is going to be the first video for what I have called Sage Soliloquy. This little video blog or vlog or ramble or whatever you want to call it. I don't really know. So, yeah. This is the first time I've ever been recording. To start things off, I'm going to give a shout out to my competition, Nintendo Queen. You challenged me to wear my Mario t-shirt. And as you can see, I could not find it. I have no idea where it is. It's probably in my laundry somewhere, probably not washed, so it's probably a good thing I'm not wearing it. But as you can see, I am wearing a Bullet Bill, keeping with the Mario theme, so hopefully that's okay with you. Also, the two questions I asked you for one of your more recent videos, what makes the red man red? And I don't really remember Disney's Peter Pan giving an answer, so it's okay that you couldn't answer. And the other one, how many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon? The answer is 3.5. Compliments of a Goofy movie. But it really is okay that you didn't get those. Not a big deal. Okay. In later videos, I might start off with a topic to ramble about, or, you know. In fact, in the very next video, I'm probably going to have some topics to discuss at length. So this video probably will not be as long as that. But due to the fact that I have no topic right at the start, I'm just going to answer the questions people have asked me. So, onward. First questions come from Nintendo Queen, interestingly enough. Alright, so her first question goes as follows. Why are potatoes brown and not pink? This is quite an interesting question. I gave it some thought. I really sat down and gave it some serious thought over the last couple days, and I think my official opinion is that they're planted in dirt. And dirt is brown. So that's going to be my guess. And I mean, if dirt was pink, then maybe they would be pink. But I think that's why. Personal opinion. It doesn't really explain the whole carrots thing, but let's not get into that. And maybe potatoes just want to be brown. Who knows? Alright, next question. Omar has 4 apples. His train leaves 7 minutes early. Calculate the mass of the sun. Well, the last I heard, Omar was supposed to have 6 apples with him. So, he was underpacked. That's probably why the train left early, because usually trains leave late. But I'm told that if you're underpacked, they actually leave early. And all of this combines to tell me that the mass of the sun is somewhere around 1.21 gigawatts. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okie dokie. On to the serious questions now. What is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me? That's a tough question to answer because a lot of the things that happened to me that were amazing usually get twisted around and ended up being not so amazing anymore. So, I would probably say the birth of my son. That whole event in and of itself was a miracle. He shouldn't have even been born healthy. His mom was a diabetic. She didn't take care of herself. The fact that he was alive when he was born, and has had no health problems or diabetes or anything, just astounds me still. It's astounding to me, and I'm very grateful. That is probably the single most amazing thing. Other amazing things, meeting my best friend, Steve, in my oceanography class 5 years ago. Holy kittens, it's been 5 years. But yeah, he walked in with his friend, Aaron, who's also a friend of mine now, and she knew someone sitting across the table from me, and I'm sitting there with the scowl on my face and my music on loud, and she sits down right next to me, and Steve thinks to himself, oh great, thanks Aaron, and now I have to sit next to the scary guy in class. And we've been bros ever since, pretty much. I'm really lucky to have a friend like him. Okie doke. Other amazing things. Oh, you know, the usual Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Usual stuff. Alright, last question from Nintendo Queen. If you could meet any famous person, who would it be and why? Well, unfortunately, my first choice is deceased. I would choose to meet J.R.R. Tolkien, because he's a huge inspiration on a lot of what I've been doing over the last couple of years, especially as far as writing goes, and I'd just love to be able to talk to him about, you know, what put the ideas in his head, how it all came to be, stuff like that. Tad Williams is another author I would love to meet in person. He's another one of my inspirations, so definitely Tad Williams. He's not deceased, so that is a possibility. Who else? Peter Jackson, most definitely. Viggo Mortensen. Jack Black, Jason Statham. Emma Stone. I'm thinking, yeah, Emma Stone. Alright, that wraps it up from Nintendo Queen. Now we move on to Talizora, the user formerly known as Rhyme. Okay, she has a couple of good questions, I think. What are your musical inspirations? That is an excellent question, because I listen to so much music all the time. It's tough to narrow it down to just this influence or that influence. The first big influence I think I ever had was Dave Douglas, the former drummer of Reliant K, because right about the time I started playing more and enjoying playing more, I had just gotten into them, and I listened to them all the time, and I would just listen to what Dave would do on the CD, and I would say, oh, that doesn't sound too tough, I could probably pull that off. So I would give it a shot, and it would end up working. And it just kind of grew from there. Along with Reliant K, there's a bunch of other bands I listen to that have influenced the way I play and stuff, like Reliant K, obviously, like I said, Demon Hunter, The Showdown, Amon Amarth, Hammerfall, Nightwish, Blind Guardian, Dragon Force even. As far as playing goes, I probably sound most like The Showdown from a drumming perspective. If you look up their album, The Backbreaker, Achilles the Backbreaker, I've had a couple of friends listen to it, and they're like, Moose, is that you playing drums? And I was like, well, I wish. As far as guitar playing goes, I'd say probably Hammerfall is the closest to what I can actually do. Rhythm tracks. I can't solo. That's the other thing, Rhyme. I'm not going to do a guitar solo with underwear on my head, because 1, I can't solo, 2, my guitar amp's not even here. Okie doke. Next question. Which do you prefer, drums or guitar? Another excellent question, because I learned drums first, and I've been playing drums for close to 14 years now, I think. 14, 15 years. So, and I'm better at drums, but it's easier to just pick up a guitar and play a little bit, you know. Plus, drums don't really have a tune, so it's really tough to play along to a song, or play along with the song in your head, or come up with something on the drums without other music playing, because then you'll just start doing other stuff, and you'll go off on this tangent or that tangent, and then you'll play differently, and then it doesn't always work. I'd probably put them on about equal footing, because a guitar I can pick up and play whenever, even without an amp, but I'm better at drums, so there's that one. And then the final question from her is, if you could have any job you wanted, what would it be and why? Excellent question. I would be a super famous, best-selling author of fantasy novels, of course. Actually, that is kind of what I'm trying to do, actually. I'm trying to become an author, write novels, fantasy novels primarily. So, people tell me I'm good at it. So, I'm just going to keep going. That whole National Novel Writing Month thing is going okay. I'm a bit behind, but if I have a few good days, I can crank out enough to get on top of it. No worries. Alright. Now, the final user who asked me some questions is Spindash712. What would you imagine the perfect game to be? Spindash. You are the one who has supplied for me the topic for my next video, because there's no way I'm going to be able to answer this tonight. I'm going to start off with this one next time, because I could go off on that for a while. And his next question, any new game ideas pop into your head at one point? Yes, I've had a few ideas, and that is also going to be talked about in the next video, because it's a subject that I could just go on for a long, long time. Your final question, if Kirby and Yoshi were to fight over a watermelon, who would win? If I remember rightly, you asked Nintendo Queen the same question, and she picked Yoshi. It's a tough choice, because Yoshi, he's got that crazy suction cup tongue that can just grab anything and pull it back. But Kirby, he's got the super suction vacuum mouth powers. So it's a little tough to gauge who would win. I think it would invariably end up being some kind of cosmic tug of war, and there would be some kind of rift in the space-time continuum, and an Arwing would appear, and Star Fox would just pick it up and fly away with it. That's probably my guess. That would be my opinion. And then Kirby and Yoshi would join forces and try and hunt Star Fox, which wouldn't work because he's in an Arwing and can fly away. So there you have it. There's my answers for you guys. I appreciate very much the input with the questions and everything. Feel free to ask me more questions whenever the inkling strikes you. I'm a bit surprised at Slasher. I expected Slasher to have at least one question, and I'm a little disappointed in you, bro. Little disappointment. A little bit. You know, there's just a little bit of a crack in my heart, but, you know, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Anyways. Well, it seems that this recording program is a little bit more stingy than I thought, so I have to edit my ending because it just cut off the other one. So, as I was trying to say initially, I hope you have enjoyed this first episode of Sage Soliloquy with me, Zelda Sagefire. I hope that you'll be back with more questions, more topics to talk about in the future. And I do apologize for the awkwardness of this ending, because it's probably just going to sit there with me staring at you until the video catches up with what I was saying. So yeah, I believe that's all for me now. Prepare to have me stare awkwardly into your face as you wait for the end credits. Thank you very much.